The town was 100% underwater with the exception of one building, which was the Galley West restaurant, and it was unoccupied at the time. It's the only building that we had here that was not underwater. That house there was appraised, I believe, I heard at least it was appraised one time at $130,000, and it was built about a year or so ago.
I'm standing in a town that woke up to a nightmare, Times Beach, Missouri. People lost everything. Yes, family pictures we find now left. We find clothing and the desolation of a home. Times Beach is indeed a community where people woke up to a nightmare. First it began December the 5th as floodwaters swept through the area, and then definite reports of dioxin the day before Christmas Eve. I'm talking to 11-year-old Jimmy. Jimmy, what thoughts went through your mind when you saw your home devastated this way?
Sad.
Did you ever think this would happen to you?
No.
I guess it's been a real nightmare, hasn't it?
Yes.
As you can see, the flow of the water was very swift there because those trees are uprooted there. The water would probably be, looking at that tree with the pallet, probably 30 foot deep right here. Those houses were completely underwater, and the second story houses is up to the roof line or more. The water underneath the bridge right down here was 45 miles per hour. Several houses in this area was completely moved downstream. This probably, there was a church on that empty lot right there where you see that foundation, and it completely gone.
As it's gone.
So,
It'd be floating down the river.
Insurance or anything?
Huh?
Do you have any?
Oh yeah, there's insurance on it, yeah.
So you
They
think?
won't build the house back, you know that. Matter of fact, they won't give you a permit to build it back. It's just gone.
So what does that mean for you? Gonna.
Try to fix up another one somewhere, that's all. Just one of them deals. Ain't no great loss. At least I got my wife and family out, and that's all that counted.
Well, it wrecked, as you see, our kitchen, our dining room, and we use that as a living room and a bedroom in there because my husband has a bad back and I do too. So as you see, our couch, our table, everything is ruined. Our Christmas presents, our clothes. We're just home without a home. We have no flood insurance. We're buying this home, and what we got on the home is they've got some kind of insurance in case of hail or storm like that. But as far as flood insurance, we have nothing. We're just going to have to start over again with God's help.
Dr. Bell, can you tell us of some of the things that you're seeing as a result of the dioxin in the city of Times Beach?
We're seeing a lot of people with rashes that have been going on for a long time, but we're not absolutely certain that they're related to the dioxin. At this point, there hasn't been enough research into the dioxin problem to be able to say exactly that the symptoms that we're seeing are related to it.
This map that we have here just points out some of the areas. What do these different things mean? The blue lines, the green, the yellow, the red?
The red lines indicate roads in Times Beach that have the highest concentration of dioxin that's been tested, that's greater than 100 parts per billion. And then green is 20 to 100 parts per billion. The yellow, 5 to 20 parts per billion. Blue lines, less than 5 parts per billion. But even at 1 part per billion, the Center for Disease Control and the EPA say it's bad enough that it has to be cleaned up. The only safe places in Times Beach, places that have brown or black lines, are roads that have been concreted over since the spraying of oil, so there was none detected in these areas. But in the past, they were sprayed just like every place else in Times Beach.
These people are going through quite a bit at this time, and not knowing whether to return or to stay away. The dioxin, though, no one knows what it does, do they?
No one knows.
Is Times Beach residents in? You're monitoring pretty closely, looking for various patterns? Is that what you're doing?
We're looking for patterns. We're sending them to the Center for Disease Control, has people set up for forms to be filled out to find out what kind of manifestations people in Times Beach are having.
Have you ever come in contact with dioxin victims before?
Never before this.
And what are some of the things that they think could result from dioxin?
Skin rashes, neurological problems, death if in great quantities. Dioxin is a carcinogen or a proposed carcinogen.
They say that they think there's now in over 100 different areas in the state of Missouri where dioxin is present. Do they feel like it could be even at other places?
Dioxin's been found in other places in Missouri and in Illinois.